I was getting, for everybody that's tuning in and listening to it, there's some sort of new beginning for you. Also, a new level of awakening for the people who are drawn to listen to this, and positive changes coming to you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Awakened. I am your host Alison.
Hi everyone, I'm Jayson and welcome back.
And this is episode 11, and what an episode this is going to be. So I'm going to hand it over to Jayson to explain what was going on.
Yeah, hi everyone. Look, I was cooking dinner as per usual in the kitchen, and we were just talking and doing revocations and clearing some stuff. And then I just had this image in my head with the phoenix animal, the phoenix bird, because we're, working on the phoenix energy, because that's why it's called Phoenix Awakened. So I won't tell you the story at the moment, but it was very interesting and a bit of an eye-opener. But I just wanted to talk about, we did some more research online with what the totem of the phoenix is, because we understand that's all about transformation, transmutation and all that sort of stuff. But I found something online which Alison's going to read out, and this is all the Eastern philosophy on what the phoenix is. So take it away, Alison.
Okay, so this is a bit of information. So it does say, according to Eastern philosophy, the phoenix is said to be a pheasant/peacock hybrid. The Japanese or Chinese phoenix bears very little resemblance or meaning to the Western phoenix. It features a pheasant neck, a cock's comb, long tail feathers of a peacock, legs of a crane, mouth of a parrot. Its plumage represents the 5 colours associated with the 5 virtues: black, white, red, green and yellow, which are benevolence, purity, propriety, wisdom and gentleness. It is believed that the bird only appears in areas or places that are blessed with utmost peace and prosperity or happiness, and so they make a very powerful central motive as a tattoo. They can often be seen alongside dragons, which represent the male side to the female phoenix, and as such are also a symbolic representation of yin and yang. The phoenix is a symbol of rebirth, growth, life, longevity, and it marks the start of a new era, a new beginning.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially the new beginning aspect of it, because we're doing new beginnings and this new endeavour that we're currently working on.
What I like about this explanation is that the Eastern philosophy with it, or Eastern mythology, it also connects it to the dragon. And you have a dragon tattoo.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And I wanted a phoenix tattoo like many, many years ago. So I do find that really interesting that this is all, like, we just discovered it, this information, and it's all playing out now with the both yin and yang and you and me coming together, creating Phoenix Awakened and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. So as I said before, I was cooking dinner, we're just talking and all that sort of stuff, and I don't know what happened. Next thing you know, I had this phoenix with this fire, and the phoenix was coming out of the fire. And I'm thinking, it was a really fantastic visual I was getting, and I just thought, okay, what's going on here? And then I just had this massive download that the phoenix bird, for us anyway at that time, was all about being recycled back again and being looped, and all about being reincarnated again and again and again and again, pretty much being recycled non-stop.
Yeah, you should have heard Jayson last night. I actually should have recorded him. He was actually really, during the night when we're actually cooking, Jayson and I always have conversations, but he had such an eye-opening of what was going on with the phoenix bird, or the Phoenix Awakened, what it represents, what he saw, and the fact of the whole reincarnation process as well.
Yeah, not just the reincarnation process, but say using us as an example, we've been working through clearing patterns, and it's like I feel like we're being looped on many things, and even a bit of a reset here and there. It's like where the phoenix being thrown back into the fire to go through the whole same again, if that makes sense. So I was just getting with that everybody has their own phoenix within them, and they're all being, I mean, let's just look at, doing a job that you don't like, for example, or a relationship that you keep on attracting, which goes back to patterns and stuff like that. And you keep on getting looped. Yes, of course, it's decision making as well, but you keep on being given the same situations over and over and over again.
Based on, so you can make different situations, or no, not situations, based on making different decisions.
Yeah, but it keeps on coming up. And yes, that's where the phoenix comes in, needs to be transmuted and cleared, all these patterns. But at the same time, it was a lot more easier to understand last night.
It really was.
I'm going to have to get Alison to record me so I can exactly remember what I was getting. But I was blown away. And I was just getting that for all of us, we're being shackled as well. Shackled, looped, reincarnated over and over again. And it was time for us to free ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I kept on getting interesting name Phoenix Awakened was for us to finally to awake, so we can actually move beyond our being looped and our patterns that we keep on, going over and over again.
Because I'm actually remembering last night, I'm remembering of what you said last night, that when you were doing the healing and the realization of what you were doing last night, I could actually, you were saying to me, sorry for mixing up my words, but you were saying to me that the phoenix was being free, it was flying over the mountains, and now it has a chance to actually work through the different dimensions instead of actually being set free, not even set free, flying, and then having to be re-looped again, all to have to start all over again to try and free itself. So that's what's coming up in my mind, like a memory of what you said last night.
Yeah, okay. And I'm just looking at my notes, and it's also us needing to release trauma and entanglements.
Yeah.
And we've been working a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also connected to needing to self-heal.
Yeah.
And also the entanglements is connected to your life, like your family and your friends and everything else.
Yeah.
And finding out ways on how to untangle.
Yeah.
We are using revocations at the present moment and audits. And that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess in a way freeing ourselves from our past patterns so we can move forward into what we want to be stepping into.
Yeah. And one of the big patterns, like multiple patterns, do come from family lineage.
Yes, we were talking about that too, weren't we?
Yeah, because unfortunately, well, there's two sides of it. Like we get born into a family, and for some reason we carry the patterns of the generation beforehand. And so what we need to do now is understand and realize, which you have been helping me a lot with, is the fact that we're not here to carry those patterns, because that's the job of that person, to carry their own pattern and to work on themselves, and not for the younger or the newer generation to have to heal the whole generation, because that's a lot of healing. I do understand healing, because we have been going on our own healing journey a lot, and I do understand healing, and some people may not agree with what I'm saying here, but I do honestly believe that you don't need to carry everything of the family lineage, because then you'd be trying to heal everything and not working on your own stuff.
Yeah, my understanding of that family stuff is you come through your family, but you're not of your family. And when you are being born to come into this realm, place, into this life, you take on your mother-father patterns, and you take on their positive and negative patterns as well, because that gets weaved into the child, the creating of the child. So when you are born, you then are carrying the wounds, the traumas from both sides of your parents. And with that, you're carrying the heritage of all the family lineages on both sides of the parents as well. So you could just imagine there's a lot of work to be done
Yeah, exactly.
to untangle and clear what doesn't serve you, and what the tools that the parents and the family have. You take that and put that in your toolbox, but it's not what's not serving you or what's traumatizing you on levels that you won't even know.
And that's exactly it.
You have to work on clearing that, and that's when I'm going to bring it back to the Phoenix again. But that's part of the Phoenix awakening, and not always. I don't know if it makes sense, because it's all about transmutation and transformation.
But I guess it's a different form of transmutation. So you're freeing yourself, and then you're freeing yourself to a point where you don't have to go through the cycle anymore. So you're freeing yourself to a point where now you can actually move forward through the dimensions a lot easier, because you're not carrying the weight of everyone else with you.
Yeah, and I was watching somebody on YouTube, I think it was late last night, and they're saying to move through the higher densities. So everybody's talking about the 5D realm, yeah?
Yeah.
To get to that next realm and that next frequency, you have to be a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Which corresponds with what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's like letting go of clearing healing patterns and traumas and everything that you've been carrying.
Yeah.
Not just through your family and the family lineage in your parents, but also you may have some past lives.
And the funny thing, and we speak about this a lot, the funny thing is we don't remember what our past lives are, or parallel lives or anything like that, and they can actually bleed through to this current reality. But because we don't remember any of the past lives, how are we supposed to heal them?
Yeah, well, I do remember a lot of past lives, but at times it's like, is it true, or is it a program? Is it been, do you know what I mean? It's all very, in a way, a bit dodgy.
Yeah, because you can be looped continuously just to keep healing.
Yeah, and I'm getting in my head at the moment, you're saying the word loop, being looped in the same trauma.
Exactly.
As well. And you're meant to be getting out of that. But what if you're not allowed to get out of that, because it keeps you in a lower frequency?
Exactly.
Until you start to become self-realized.
Exactly. Until one day you wake up and go, hold on, I don't need to do this anymore. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
Yeah, and we all do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We all do it. There's no judgment here, because I've gone through it. I've just realized the loop that I cleared this morning for myself, and you realized a loop that you also cleared for yourself last night too.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of parent healing, really working through what patterns I'm carrying, what are not my patterns, and having a lot of clarity on that. But I've been working on myself for like 20 years, and I've been blessed to have a lot of support and help with doing classes and courses and teaching stuff. So I keep on working to entangle. I guess that's a really good word for the moment, is untangling myself and then letting go, healing, releasing what is not serving me and holding me back from creating the reality that I want to create for myself.
Exactly. And everyone has the right to be able to untangle themselves and create the reality that they want to create for themselves.
Yeah, I used to visualize all the time the whole planet being happy, abundant, caring, nurturing, like everybody just, doing their thing that they want to do and not being shackled to something that you don't enjoy and creating what you do want to create, do enjoy.
Absolutely, because I was going through my own untangling this morning, and then I realized, I was telling you just before we did this, I was shown, like I was the phoenix bird, and I was shown that all the cords that keep trying to attach to me, all of a sudden I thought to myself, well, if I'm a phoenix bird, I can just burn all these cords away. Once I realize that these cords are not coming from me, then I should be able to burn these cords away. But the key is you need to be able to, or not even need to be able to, you want to be able to release it yourself.
Yeah, because as you're saying that, for me, for some people, I feel they would feel guilty.
Yeah, absolutely. I've felt guilty on some situations as well. It's like, but what if, it's hard to explain. It's like, but what if the connection's no longer there? What if something happens? What if I'm a bad person?
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got a really old memory with doing some healing work on somebody, and I was working on their pattern, and I said to her, "You're carrying your dad." And she said, "Yeah, he's in hospital. I don't know if he's going to make it. So, yeah, I'm choosing to carry his pattern." But I said to her, "But it's doing you no good at all." I said, "Look, I can give it back to him, and not to say that you're not going to be there for him, you're not going to heal him and do all you do, but you don't actually need to carry what you're carrying so he can live." I don't know what happened in the end. I don't know if he passed or not. He's pretty sick. Even he's an older man as well. And I just went, wow, I don't choose to do that. Yes, help, support, especially your parents, for example, but not to a point where it's, in a way, destroying you, or making you ill.
Yeah, being a detriment to you.
Yeah, and it was for her.
Yeah.
And she was already not well as well. So I just learnt a lot. It's like, okay, that was a really good realisation for me. And it was her, there was no judgment. I was just like, I just want to let you know that it's not helping you out. But she chose not to, because I felt when I was talking about that with her, a lot of guilt came up. It's like, I need to do more. What else can I do? Because she was a healer as well, very good healer, and she just couldn't do it.
That I actually want to touch on a topic with you, being a healer yourself. Do all healers have that feeling where they feel like they have to carry or heal everyone that they come in contact with?
I have heard that a lot of healers do have that within them, and a lot of them also don't know that they're doing it, which is, I get that as well, because I can walk around taking on people's energy to clear it, but I've learnt better, because it's going to wreck you. And I have to cut cords and cut myself, away from when I have a client. And sometimes I forget, and you say, "Look, if you cut cords, it's like, oh." As soon as I do that, I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So a part of you wants to always help everyone, especially being an empath as well. You pick up people's feelings and emotions and the stuff that's going on, and being psychic as well. It's all a great bag of tricks. But if you're not mindful, it can do your head in and make you unwell, therefore not have energy, and you're just carrying everybody's stuff. So I do believe that, a lot of healers do that and are very caring, nurturing people. You have to be a big-hearted person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And care a lot.
To want to be a healer.
To want to be a healer.
Yeah, because you want to help people.
I mean, even doctors.
Yeah. They've
got to have that care factor.
Yeah.
To be able to heal people.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I'm getting like paramedics, police officers, because they have this innate want to be able to help, and then they carry so much baggage for everything that they've seen.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that could actually be an entanglement in itself.
Yeah, and you just feel, everybody feels obligated. So if we can learn to free ourselves
from obligation, maybe.
Obligation, guilt, and, needing to do everything for that person, even carry them. Because sometimes that's taken away from the other person's learning and expansiveness and moving through the levels within self to becoming self-realised. It would be a better place.
And maybe that is part of the game here, to make everyone believe that they have to carry everyone else, so that therefore they don't grow into the person that they're meant to be. And it doesn't, because not carrying anyone doesn't mean, like you said, doesn't mean that you don't care about them. Still care about them, but you don't have to take on their baggage. You don't have to take on their emotions or their feelings or their thoughts or anything along those lines. Doesn't mean you don't care about them, though.
Yeah. We were doing work with my inner child the other day. I just want to talk briefly about it, because this is another level. Yeah. And I always looked after my mum a lot. Yeah. And she's not in Melbourne, she's in Queensland. It's a beautiful lady, love her to bits. G'day, Mum. And we didn't realise, because you did a tuning all of a sudden and said, oh, your inner child, a part of your inner child's still there trying to save and rescue her energetically. And that's also feeding her. She's using my inner child as a bit of a energy top-up to keep her going. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not great. So we had to do a lot of work that day to bring my inner child back, that part of my inner child, which is the carer, the nurturer, the magical child, bring it back into myself again and do some healing work on him because he was just done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you said that, I got very upset by that actually.
Because I could feel the emotion of, because I remember, picking him up and wanting to walk out with him from the room that he was in. And I remember saying to you that you need to go grab his hand as well.
Yeah.
But I could feel the emotion of the guilt that your little boy felt for leaving his mum because of the obligation that he felt to look after her.
Yeah, because I was a little kid and I said to her, I'm going to become a doctor one day so I can look after you forever. And not knowing, that's going to cause a few issues within me. And I believe that's one of the reasons why I became a healer. I don't want to be the doctor thing because,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But the healer is a lot more, I feel, beneficial on many levels. So I've been carrying that for a long time, but it's just now I'm at a stage where I don't need to do that anymore for her. She's on her own path, still support and love and do everything, but not needing to carry her energetically anymore. So that's another self-realization as well. And I think that's part of the reasons why the image of the phoenix came up for me as well. It was a magnificent image, visual.
And I actually want to bring up the reason why I feel like this has actually happened for you, this realization, because during class, you all got us to pick a card.
Yeah, a card for the week.
A card for the week.
Do a read for the week.
Yeah, and your card was the authority card. And I remember because we don't know whose card we're taking, so I had no idea that it was your card. So I picked your card, and the authority figure in this deck is a man, strong man, solid man, who's got his arms crossed, and he pretty much is saying that I am the authority and I'm the one who's going to make decisions of my own life. And I feel like you had to stand in your power and your authority, and that's how everything started out, because you needed to stand in your power and authority to be able to release yourself, to be able to do the things that you needed to do, and then also have that realization of the phoenix and seeing the phoenix fly and going through the different dimensions and the different frequencies, going from, I think you said, from gold to pearl essence to one another, and just kept going higher and higher. Yeah.
And then I got the bird was free from the fire. And I'm just getting chills up my spine now.
That's right, you did.
And it's like the bird, the phoenix, that aspect of me was free.
Yeah.
And it was able to fly and be its authentic self.
Yeah.
And experience all the different realms, everything that it desires to experience, it can now.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, wow. I can't believe the shivers up and down my spine, everyone. It's crazy. That's for me confirmation, good confirmation, by the way. And the bird was free just to be.
Yeah.
It didn't have to go and be looped or be put back in the fire over and over and over again. It was actually able to be free.
Yeah.
It, in a way, it became self-realized.
Yeah.
So,
it woke up.
Yeah, therefore Phoenix awakened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's uncanny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because as you're talking now, because I got the same visuals last night, and as you're talking now, I'm getting the exact same visuals of a phoenix bird flying higher and higher and higher. And also, like, I feel the inspiration as you're talking within myself for my own phoenix bird, with that I got the imagery of the reincarnation process or the re-looping process being that fire every single time, going through life, dying or burning like the phoenix does, is the death process, which is a reincarnation process, only to be born again, to be re-looped again.
Yeah.
And that is for a life, that is for a moment, because, or an emotion or a mental thought. You know, we're looped constantly. So I see the fire as that looping process. And what you're talking about is literally, not being burnt or being in that fire or being looped anymore. It's like you can reincarnate, but it's a different level of reincarnation, because you're just going from dimension or frequency to frequency to frequency without having to be looped.
Yeah, and not so much going outside of yourself, it's all happening within.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is all going within.
And I was just getting, as we were talking about this today, to do this, because I wasn't expecting to do this today, but I was like, we got to jump on this right now. I was getting, for everybody that's tuning in and listening to it, there's some sort of new beginning for you. Also, a new level of awakening for the people who are drawn to listen to this, and positive changes coming to you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I got. I'm getting a shiver again, so I'm getting good confirmation here. So anybody
awesome.
that, if we get 3 views, those 3 people, or listens, those 3 people, they are going through some sort of Phoenix awakened process within themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is all the healing process.
And that's including prosperity as well.
Yeah.
So that's really, it's like, wow, okay, this is powerful stuff, and able to share this now in a different format, which I do really appreciate.
Yeah. And it's interesting that it's in episode 11.
Yes.
Episode 11
master
being
number.
I was going to say master number. It is a master number. And you did take it down to the number 2, but can you actually explain what is the master number 11 and also the number 2 as well?
Yeah, well, the master number to me is getting to a new level of mastership within self. It's meant to be, it's astrology as well, and numerology and stuff like that, because there's a few master numbers.
Yeah, I know a master number you don't necessarily reduce down.
No, but I just felt like, because I was working on last night connected to relationships.
Which is 2. Yeah.
So for me, I broke it down, 1 + 1 is 2. And I thought, well, yeah, because I'm working on clearing and untangling from different relationships.
Also, I'm just getting the mastery of your own relationship with yourself.
Yes.
I just got that then.
Yes. Become more self-realized.
Yeah.
Therefore, you have more of an awakening, so you can start to make better choices and have better thoughts and feelings, and start to create the reality, because we all are here to learn how to create a better reality for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter how old you are either.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's what we came here to do. That's what we need to do. That's, again, getting Dolores Cannon in my head. Everything is energy. And we've come here to be able to work with that energy so that we can create what we want to create.
Yeah, master ourselves pretty much.
Yeah.
In our reality that we're in.
Heal ourselves and everything that goes with it as well, with prosperity, love, abundance, integrity.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So, yeah, that was the little... couple hour chat last night out of nowhere.
And more.
And more, was it? Okay. Yeah, time flies when you're getting stuff. And we just want to share that. We just felt it was important. Yeah. And it was interesting how it was connected to the Phoenix energy as well.
Yeah, because you saw your own Phoenix being freed.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that exciting?
And I did the same with my own Phoenix this morning, realising that being a Phoenix bird, I can transmute and release myself from any kind of bondage or constraint. Yeah. But it is a healing.
Well, you're doing the same work as me, so that's mirrored back to you as well. That Phoenix also represents you as well. Yeah. And as I said, everybody else who's listening to this or will listen to this in whatever time frame is going through the same thing.
Exactly.
So this is big stuff. So there are shifts happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it all starts with us.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy because you just tapped into another version of what I saw for this podcast. The vision that I saw of the frequency waves going out everywhere and just reaching people. Yeah, you just tapped into another version of that.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting.
So anything else? Thank you so much, but anything else?
Not that I can think of at the moment. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you want to close shop?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Phoenix Awakened.
I hope that made sense.
To me, it was mind-blowing and absolutely amazing. So thank you everyone for listening, and we will catch you in the next one.
Thank you everyone for listening. We do love and appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.